Miller Time with Big T. I'm here as usual with my trusty cohort, Blake Miller. Blake, how's it going?
Wow, I got a compliment out of you there. It's a good start to the episode.
Yeah, it's not, those are usually tough to come
Uncommon.
by with me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
uncommon.
You got to work hard to get those.
Oh,
You're doing good. You're doing good. How's things in Hattiesburg today?
going good. Monday,
Y'all
pretty
got
weather.
y'all got a high school golf tournament going on at the club?
Had a little high school tournament today.
Yeah.
Saw
Doing
some
okay?
good score. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure
I
did.
saw where they had a college tournament at Diamond Head. Troy was playing in it today. Today in the bar, actually.
Yeah, they've done
So
that
they had
a couple times. Diamond Head's
Yeah.
hosted a tournament.
Right. Said Nichols State was the
Yeah,
was the
usually.
turn team of. Yeah. Well, that's good. Is your buddy still playing up there? Jailbreak. What's his
Oh,
name?
at Troy?
Yeah.
Hey, no. No,
Yeah.
he plays at a Shorter.
Shorter. Okay.
He's like a 25-year-old
18th year.
10th year senior. A vet.
It's
True
Shorter,
vet.
huh?
True vet.
He's a veteran, huh?
Yep.
Well, good.
He's probably the dang coach.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, how about any feedback from our show last week with your young boys?
We got some good feedback.
Yeah.
The young bucks were excited to tune in and listen.
Well, I'm giddy this week. We've got some big boys coming in with us in a little bit. A couple of my longtime referee cronies. We're going to chop it up and tell some stories.
I'm sure
they'll be
a couple good stories up your sleeve.
They'll be G-rated, but they'll be with us here in just a few minutes. I'm excited about that, and I think everybody will be looking forward to that. Let's talk about Mardi Gras. We're still in the throes of Mardi Gras. We had our correspondents out this week. I was at the Ocean Springs Night Parade, and you took the Biloxi Neptune Parade Saturday night.
That's right.
So I can tell you, we had a large time at Ocean Springs Mardi Gras. They had some heavy duty action going down there. There was some people overserved down there, and I'm not going to name any names, but man,
look, I was not there, so don't put that on me. I was not in attendance.
All I can say is they live here, and it wasn't me. So we had a great time.
That just ain't right.
They had a big crowd at the office, which, guess what, is our new sponsor for the podcast.
Tell me more.
They had a huge crowd, and the parade was a long parade, and they did it right. We're fortunate to have the office, come in as a sponsor, and we'll get in a little bit more of that in just a bit. But we're glad to have them. They've got a great place to visit down there, the corner of Washington and Government. It's a fun place to go. One thing I like about it is, they have 21 on up. It's not just for 21-year-olds. They have all age groups come. It's a great place for, happy hour, to meet for drinks after work, catch a ball game. We've gone down there a lot to catch games, and Chris Collier is the proprietor. He has a great bartending staff. They specialize in infused vodkas, wine by the glass, by the bottle, martinis, just pretty much anything you want, they can do it. But make sure you check the office out. Tell them Big T sent you. Sure, he'd be glad to hear from us. But let's talk about a little bit of local sports. I looked on the website earlier. I saw Ocean Springs baseball's 0-3, according to their website. I tried to find some information about the softball team. You know anything about that, Blake?
All I know about the softball team is my cousin is a star. Okay.
She's a star.
Starting
What's she
catcher.
play?
She's a
Oh,
catcher.
yeah?
She's a catcher. She signed a scholarship with a school up in Maine,
Oh, really?
big time academic school, Kennedy Jones.
Okay.
She's gonna play softball up there, and I heard that they should have a pretty strong team. Got a
She's a
couple
senior?
good. Yeah, she's a senior this year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, good. Well, good. I know they've had a good team in the past. So, a couple years ago, they had a girl go to Virginia or somewhere.
Yeah, they had a couple of girls, I think, go play the next level.
Yeah. Well, that's good. We'll have to keep track of them this year and see how they're doing.
Yeah, that's right.
So what about the golf this weekend? Did you get to see any of that? Daniel Berger.
Well, we watched
five-star
it.
league.
We watched it
Yeah.
yesterday in the pouring down
Yes.
rain.
Straka.
Yeah. Berger choke.
First win. Yeah, Berger just threw that in the
Fell apart.
way.
What
I
did he end
saw
up shooting?
I don't know.
I'm about to find out.
No, he lost by 2. He lost by 2.
Let's
It was
see.
pretty high.
Yeah.
I saw where DeChambeau withdrew from the Arnold Palmer this week.
Oh, he did?
He's still on. Yeah, he's still on the men. He's still on the men.
Berger shot 4 over.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Davis
he-
Riley made the cut. Finished tied
Yeah.
for 42nd.
How about any
Hayden-
of the other?
Hayden Buckley and Chad Ramey missed the cut, but we had
Missed the cut.
Davis Riley made the cut. So that's good.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, what about college baseball? Ole Miss
Rebels moved
won
up to
2.
number 2.
Yeah, they won 2. They had one game canceled.
Yeah,
I think Mississippi State won 2 out of 3,
that's correct.
if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
Southern Miss, did they sweep?
They did. But they lost on, was it Tuesday, to South
Midweek
Alabama.
game?
They lose
Oh,
to South
right.
Alabama every single time. It's their nemesis. The
I
walk
saw
off.
where Stephen Carter's son's playing for South Alabama.
Yeah.
Seth,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Saw that on Facebook. It
Mm-hmm.
must be pretty good. Because they
Must
say
be.
they call him Big Tuna. We'll have to get him on here to
I wonder
talk
why.
about South Alabama. He fish a lot,
Oh my goodness.
does he? Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Well, what about the USFL? You thought any
Tell me-
about it?
Tell me about it. Shea Patterson was
they're
the number
gonna-
1 draft pick.
Yeah,
Little
no. Tamu
suspect.
got drafted.
Tiamu
Yeah.
was the number 2 draft pick.
Number
Come
2,
on
yeah.
now.
And you
Come on
see
now.
where they're playing. They're playing all their games in Birmingham. All
The
the
whole-
games are going to be in Birmingham. The whole league. They're all playing in Birmingham,
Huh,
which I
did
think
not
will
know
be
that.
good for Birmingham. Yeah,
Interesting.
starts in April. I think Martin Hankins is gonna referee the league.
So is that going to be tied in with the NFL?
I think so. Or I think he's
From an
gonna be-
official standpoint.
I think he's working it. That's what I understand. We'll have to get him on and talk about it a little bit, but should be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be some football this spring.
Yep,
So
that's
that'll
always
be
good. With some
That'd be
familiar
good.
faces.
That'd be good. Any other sports we need to talk about? I know we don't like to talk about, politics and current events, but I hope they
sitting
beat
here.
down.
I'm sitting here looking at it right now.
I hope
about
those
Russia.
Ukrainian people beat down Russia like a drum, man.
They got
They just
40-mile long convoy from
Yeah.
Russia coming in. That ain't good.
I hate that.
That ain't
I
good.
wish we would just take them out ourselves, but
Well, it ain't that
we don't
simple.
have the muster to do that right now, unfortunately. But let's pray for Ukraine and keep those people in our thoughts and prayers as we move on. But I tell you what, Blake, let's wrap up this segment and we'll be right back with our guest for this week. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Folks, we'd like to welcome our newest sponsor to Miller Time with Big T, The Office Bar and Lounge, located downtown Ocean Springs at the corner of Government and Washington. The office has been in business since 2010. Chris Collier is the local proprietor there. And Blake, you've been there. They do a great job. They are famous for their infused cocktails, Bloody Marys, wine by the glass or bottle. They have great bartenders that will fix you up in a hurry. It's a great place to meet for happy hour, for birthday parties, to catch a ball game, just to go and relax. And it's a great atmosphere. They're open Monday through Saturday. I think sometimes during football season and for special occasions, they're open on Sunday. But it's a great place for 21 and up to go. Like your age group hangs out there quite a bit, right?
Yep, that's definitely one of my favorite places to go. Can't beat the
Yeah.
location, right there on the
Right.
corner.
They have a great
That's good.
local clientele. Give a shout out to my corner peeps. They're probably in there right now holding down the bar. They know who they are. But Collier, take care of them. Make sure they don't get out of control. But check out the office. It's a good place to go. We'll have Collier on here to talk about a little bit more. But when you're out and about downtown Ocean Springs, check out the office. Tell them Big T sent you. Welcome back to Miller Time with Big T. Blake, remember how last week you were giddy about your buddies? Well, today I'm giddy because we've got two of my best friends in the world, long-time Division I football officials here. We're going to chop it up about some football. First, we've got the pride of Prairieville, John Langlois from Baton Rouge, and my main man, Duval Buddy Lee West.
Buddy Lee West.
Denton,
Yes,
Texas.
sir.
Didn't Texas.
Both we came up together in college officiating, and it's great for you guys to carve out a little time and talk to us today. Hope
Glad
all
to
y'all
do it.
doing good.
Well, yeah, doing great. Glad to be on.
It's a beautiful day, and it's great to be where we are on the backside of things, right?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On the other side.
So So you guys, just to kick it off a little bit, we all kind of came in about the same time. John, you and I met really going to scrimmages at LSU, right?
Right, so that's correct.
Yeah.
And then we were on our
did a
first
few of those.
on our first crew together in the Sun Belt.
Right. And we met up Duval in the Southland. Even before that, we did some time together.
Yeah,
over there.
you and I were together through the Southland and into the Sun Belt 7 years straight on cruise together.
Right, man. We had some fun times. I was telling Duval earlier today that, a lot of people ask me about what's the biggest games you remember? And I don't really remember much about the games. I remember the stuff around the games, like, the crazy stuff we got into. John, what's some of your backstage memories that we could talk about a little bit about?
We
had some crazy time.
I'm kind of like you, Thomas. People ask me the same thing. I said, look, I could probably tell you a few, but really it's all the stuff that's happened in the crew over the years, all the guys that we've met that we work with, the guys that we work with that are in the NFL now, and some of the crazy stuff we did on the trips to the game site, at the game site, some of the longer rides home on Sunday.
Oh man.
Just the fun of that, we got a lot of work in and we worked hard, but we had a lot of fun. And that's, I think that was the character of the people that Don built around the Sun Belt at the time, and that he wanted to have guys that work hard, but still had a lot of character. But the golf matches we had Fridays.
Pawpaw.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you the laughing that the fun that is. People just they wouldn't understand it. They just wouldn't understand it. That's what
Pawpaw had the best swing, and we got in his head so bad every week.
Oh yeah.
Pawpaw.
Oh,
that was terrible.
Angelo Giardina, who was just a good guy and worked hard to be a good official, worked hard at everything, especially his golf game. But Thomas Miller could bring him down with one putt. He'd think he needed to go get fitted for a bowling ball the next week. Just kill him.
He could not putt. Putt. Angelo could not putt for nothing.
He could not
make
throw
one putt on him. He was rattled.
He could not throw it in the ocean. Speaking
but
of that,
we had some great times. And you mentioned, one thing we probably should talk about is what a great job. I mean, I don't know whether he was the smartest man in the world to put us together or the stupidest was Don Lucas and the job he did, leading us, and not just us, but our whole, association getting the Sun Belt started. I mean, he sure had some great wisdom for us, and I know we all looked up to him, and he's a good mentor for us all through those years.
Now that's a podcast, Thomas. I would definitely if you were to get Don on here.
Yeah.
Let Don
we'll have to
go through, because
get that started.
Oh yeah,
because how he came up with that crew with us 2 and 3 and Malone as a referee and Michael Miles and Michael Bailey and that bunch, my gosh.
Oh yeah.
How he thought to put us together.
That crew right there was the crew that we, according to the history book I got from Don, that crew right there worked the first Sun Belt sanctioned game, which was North Texas, TCU at North Texas, that opening weekend. And then the following week, I think we opened up first conference game at Monroe, which is that picture behind you, John, on the wall there, with Burrell in it and Don on the end. Yeah,
You got
but
that,
it's right
Mike?
there behind John too, on his wall.
Behind me as well. I've
Yep.
got the crew picture up there. I've got it framed on my other wall. I've got the original Sunbelt 2001 inaugural season
Yep.
framed. You know, getting into college ball and doing what we did in the Southland was one thing, but I think going and working in the Sun Belt and how Don taught us and how he taught us to work and how to be and still not be arrogant or you have to be humbled. And he taught us a lot about how about being humbled was all about being a college football official.
Yeah.
Lord knows we had some of those characters to work with. So
Coaches are, and there was officials that probably weren't as humble as they should be too.
correct.
But you kind of run the gamut, just like anything else. But we had some great times, and we had a lot of great. I mean, I remember the nicknames. Duval, you were the expert nickname giver, but the mayor of West Hooverville, and Butterbean, and the Body,
The body.
The body.
Otis. We had some good nicknames too.
Yep.
Especially when
But,
those Florida boys came in. That's when it
Oh yeah,
Killer.
yeah.
got
Duval was in charge of the nicknames for the longest time. So
Yep. Until we
guys-
merged.
yeah.
Then they quit.
So guys, what kind of advice would you give young guys, like Blake, starting out, wanting to kind of move up, and how would you tell a young official how to get started in the game now?
I think the unfortunate part is that, and not picking on you, Blake, but that young people want to move up too quick. You and I, the three of us probably spent a good 15 plus years in high school ball before we even sniffed college ball. And these guys are wanting to move up at the 5th year and all that kind of stuff, when really they still need to be working as many Saturday peewees and as much junior high as they can. So, but then the other unfortunate part is that it's really not word of mouth anymore. You've got to be seen at these at camps like yours.
Yeah.
You've got to be seen
Yeah.
by people, and it costs a heck of a lot of money sometimes to go to some of
Yeah.
these camps that a guy may or may not can afford. And so I think that's the unfortunate part, but it's a way for people to be seen by multiple conference supervisors at one time. And so you got to pick out the right camps to
Right.
go to and everything and try to be seen at that level.
Yeah. John?
Well, I think to go along with that though, Duval too, is pick a path, right? Get a path of where you want to go, with a goal in mind, be it, SEC, Big 12, Conference USA, wherever it is. Get a path and where you want to end, and then start networking. I'm with you on the camps. Start networking as much as you can. These young guys got to get scrimmage time. They got to get practice time. I got my break with Paul Martin down at Nicholls State, and I told him, "You can call me anytime, Paul. I don't care. You need a body to go down there to work a practice or a scrimmage. I'm in." And he'd call me, and I would go. I'd put everything aside, and so there's a lot for a young guy that wants to start, but to start. Thinking that you're going to go right in, you're going to be so disappointed. You gotta do the camp thing. You get a network being officials that are in. Find out who the scrimmage coordinators are at the schools that are either close to you or around you, that where you can get seen by those guys as well. Don't go into those scrimmages or practices with no arrogance. You want to learn, and tell them, I'm here to learn. I want to learn,
Yeah,
and then work hard,
yeah,
and it'll pay off for you. It'll pay off for you if you're willing to put it in and work hard, um, listen, and young guy like Blake, the world's out there for him to officiate because there's not a lot of young guys that want to do this, and
right.
the ones that do, they have a really great opportunity, I think.
Yeah, and I think you touched on one good thing, and I know being a coordinator and assigning, like scrimmages and stuff like that. I know when I was coming up, like you said, whenever somebody called, we went.
You win.
You dropped, you were doing whatever, you took off work just to go, to have a chance. Guys today, they don't, a lot of them, pick and choose and, I can't go because of this or, for various reasons, they're not as committed to it as we used to be. And I think that's, a downfall. Because I know for a fact, if I call a guy a couple of times and he don't go, guess what? I ain't calling him back.
No.
I got plenty of people that will. So, you need to pay your dues and learn how to do that. From the get go.
Mhm.
Because it makes a difference.
Exactly.
But anyway, Blake, he walked off, I guess. But
Thomas,
I was going to let him in.
what do you
Go
see
ahead.
for young guys trying to work back into your league now?
Well, we get I have a lot of guys that apply. We're doing the camp, and one of the reasons we did the camp is, to get a lot of people in one place. And y'all been there, but I'm kind of like Duval. I have mixed emotions about the camps. I made it my mind up to not, our camp is the cheapest one you're going to find, by far the cheapest one you're going to find. And I don't want to gouge anybody to come to a camp. But I also believe that what we offer at that camp, it's not just for the guy wanting to move up to junior college or college or whatever. It's for the high school guy that knows he's not going to go anywhere, that just wants to be better. That's what we can help people with, not just moving up, but help them get better. Because look, I go to a high school game here, and let me tell you something, they need to work. They need to help.
Yep.
And we need to encourage young guys to be involved, to get involved, because some of the guys that, and I'm not knocking officials that have been around for a while, but they get, their ways and they're not going to learn, anything new. But, we can start them young, whether they're just doing high school games. I think we've got the chance to help people do that. And if people look at camps like that, not just necessarily a way to move up, I think it'll be a lot better, from the ground floor up, as we go forward. So that's kind of where we are with the camp. But we don't have a problem, at my level. I've got plenty of officials to choose from. I think it's at the younger level, the high school level, where you're having the big problems, with numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
I
this
don't
year
know,
in Mississippi, the last week of the year, they had to move the regular season games that were played to Thursday to make sure we had all the good officials to work for Friday playoff games.
Yeah.
They're shoveling up.
That's the tough
half
part
court.
as expansion grows in our school districts, instead of having 2 junior highs or middle schools in town playing 7, 8, 9th grade football with A and B teams, there's 8 of those same schools with 7, 8, 9 A and B teams. And it's just, it's a lot to to ask. And so then you go to moving varsity games to Thursday or Saturday. Well, those guys want to work. You know, it's the chain crew guys need to be there still. And so that takes, you know, away from them the opportunity to work those junior high,
Yeah.
middle school games on Thursday. And then, you know, hell, what, they get 7 games on Saturday morning at Pee Wee, you know,
Right.
all through the
right,
day. They get seven
right.
opportunities to see snaps, you know, of 100+ plays a game. So that's the other
Right.
thing, is just go where you can, call as much as you can, because every snap is a new snap and a learning experience from that snap.
Right, right. One thing I wanted to bring up to you guys about, you know, officials nowadays, really at the pro college level, we're so scrutinized way more than we ever were before. You know, how do you feel about that? And what do you think well, I think we know what the cause of it is, but where do you stand with, you know, the scrutiny that we receive and, you know, replay, and, you know, what's your mindset on that, guys? You know, how are we doing with that? I guess is my question.
Go ahead,
What
John,
do you
start.
think we're doing?
So I would tell you on the replay question, I liked replay when it came in. I thought it had a place in the game. I still think it does, but I think the criticism that happens to officials is you have so many different outlets now. You have all the news media, the video, online, social media can take stuff out of context sometimes, and they can spin it in a way. I think as an official, it's hard not to pay attention to that, but you have to block it out, because sometimes they scrutinize you when you made the right call and it just didn't go their team's way. I mean,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you make that big call and it affects their team and you did something wrong when it's the
Exactly,
right
because it
call.
was confirmed, you know, by replay.
Correct.
So that means you got it right. And,
Yeah.
you know, yes, it went against that team. And so they're the ones on social media, or they're the ones in the conference Twitter feed on Saturdays,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
blowing up the video center and stuff like that. And for no
yeah.
reason.
We've kind of, I tell people all the time, we opened up that can of worms, and you can't stick it back in
No.
with the replay.
Yeah.
And you know, like you said, John, we first did. I think our first replay game was a bowl game one year.
That's
when we
correct.
were
What was this
together.
Champs Bowl, I think?
Yeah,
Champs
I had to
And,
call in the end zone, remember?
back then it was, you know, to get things right. You know, it was to mess, you know, to keep you from making an egregious error. Well,
Mhm.
now we just go looking for stuff. And you know, don't get me started, but let people decide that have never officiated before. And, you know, that's just, to me, anyway, I'll get in trouble if I say it wrong.
You could get on a soapbox.
I think that they're having just as big a trouble trying to get replay officials as they are any official, though, Tom.
Right,
Really,
right.
I mean, and I get it. Those guys don't want to come under any scrutiny, but
Yeah,
the fact is that, you know, you're working and you're being paid to make those calls, and when you're a replay official, you've got pretty much all the video evidence you should have in front of you to make that decision. And quite frankly, in my opinion, sometimes they don't get that right, but
right.
that's what it is.
Exactly.
So,
Well, also, you guys hear a lot about, especially in the NFL, full-time, part-time. I know how I feel about that. I think we probably agree. I don't really see a difference in, if you go, say, you hire somebody full time, tell them what we do now, John and Duval. I mean, we pretty much are full time.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, what, for the full time in the NFL, there's less than a handful. Is there less than
Yeah.
5 guys, or are they at
5
least
or
double
6.
digits? Yeah. So, you know, we're into just on a weekly basis from Sunday afternoon, or as soon as you're on the plane on Sunday morning going home. Nowadays, you can have your game downloaded to your iPad and watch it all the way home, listen to the TV comments, and things like that, whether they make sense or not. At least you know that's what's stirring the pot. Okay. And you know, so you're looking at that, you're looking at what you did, you know, Monday, Tuesday, your referee could send you a test to work and have available on Friday when you get there. You get your grades during the week. You get another look at video of the plays, you know, of your of what you called and didn't call and things like that. So, you know, that's after an 8-hour day working at the job, you got another 2 to 3, 4 hours at night, you know,
Right.
doing it. You may have a team call or a crew call during the week that there's another hour of time. And, you know, we all left on the first flight out on Friday to get to wherever we had to go to a standing meeting roughly at 5 o'clock. And,
Right.
you know, that lasted a couple hours. And that Friday night was solely to go over last week's game. You know, we look at basically you look at the calls that were made and you agree or disagree with the observer and the grader and things like that, you know, and depending on your game time, I mean, Friday night you could do everything you had to get ready for your game on Saturday. But if you had an afternoon or evening game on Saturday, you got up and did it again for 3 hours on Saturday morning. So,
Right.
and then you think you go to the game 2.5 hours early. You run off the field, you get in the van, you go back to the hotel, and you got 15, 20 minutes, take a shower and get ready and get back downstairs for another meeting of an hour and a half after the game. So there's a lot of time involved, and it's not just show up on Saturday and make it and make calls.
But the
Yeah.
other thing with it that we're missing too, but Lee, is during the week is those plays that people want you to look at that aren't your necessarily plays. And you could get 20, 30 of those. And by the time you look at them and you call the guys back and you discuss them, and I mean, it's with the advent of film, the availability of film now, and we have it right now kind of thing. Yeah, it's much more of an obligation than it used to be.
But I like
The
the
day-
film. I like to be able to look
Like the
at
film.
myself or
Film,
look
and
at the
that's the other-
look at the mistakes, because, you know, if and I think Thomas does it this way when he sends out his video for his league, he at least makes a decision. This is or is not holding in this situation, you know, and so you just you get that. And, you know, I mean, you remember at one time when we were in the Southland, we were told a block in the back in the numbers and he had to fall on his face.
Yeah,
Well, we've taken the fall of his face out now,
out of
you
it.
know, and
Yep.
but yet there were years that's how we called block in the back.
Yep.
If he didn't fall flat on his face, it was no foul.
Yep.
You know, and technology advanced so much. You remember used to having to wait for those VHS tapes and hope we would get them before the next game.
So you'd have
To
something
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to watch on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, man, we carried a VCR with us.
And I'll tell you,
Unbelievable.
for those that are going to watch and listen to this that are young guys, get used to film, get in the film, because that makes you better. I've had so many officials that we started here in Baton Rouge giving film out, and man, they didn't want any part of it, right? They just knew that was just a way to pick on them or to expose them to something. And it's not, it's a way to get you better. Take a look at where you're at. Instead of being here, we need you here. Or look, your eyes need to be here rather than out here. But they have such a mind block of what film does for them or doesn't do for them but it truly makes you better. Really does.
It does. It does. And the brim of your hat will tell us where you're looking. And if you're not looking at the right spot, we can tell.
Sure. Absolutely.
Blake, you have any questions for these guys? I mean, you young guys are 100 years experience right here.
Ooh. No, I think y'all hit some good points. One thing that y'all didn't have that like you talked about now is social media. I mean, that's like game changer.
That's
all what it's all about.
Yeah.
Everything's on social media now. Y'all didn't have your games on social media when y'all were first.
Thank God we didn't have social media
Thank
for
God.
our post-game celebrations.
We might have got thrown out of the league a lot sooner.
Yeah.
So I think that's
this
that's a
video of the
big deal.
room of the hotel room watching a ball game.
Some of the places we've been, man.
Jeez.
Logan,
That's
Utah.
goes back to what you said at the very beginning, Thomas. People ask you which game was best, and again, it's not that we worked Clemson and Colorado in 2005 or whatever. It was the week surrounding that deal.
Right,
That's what the
right.
fun was,
That's
and our trips to the Northwest. I mean, for us guys to have to go to the Northwest and call football was just, it was the trip itself was a beatdown,
It's a long way from Ocean Springs to Spokane, Washington.
Washington, yeah.
Yeah, but I think one of the best stories I had was the four of us and Paw. Maybe it could have been five of us. Leffler could have been playing too. That we were getting that call on Friday. We got a call from Lucas while we were in the middle of our golf game, which probably we weren't in the best conditions at that point. But remember, he sent us to Nichols the next week because Texas Southern and Nichols couldn't agree on using Southland officials. So he sent like 4 of us or 5 of us, and then the rest of the crew were actually, because they were supplemental guys on the Sun Belt, they were already assigned to the game through the Southland. So Don just stuck those guys in, which is how Ross got
Smith.
there and Solly got there. You remember? They were both, all originally assigned. So that was a neat week to, I guess we were off that next week. That's why we got to go. So.
Yeah, we went to some sure enough places though. Like, you got some pictures there to show everybody?
Yeah, I got a couple things we put together here. I think y'all will get a kick out of.
I pulled a couple out of the archives for y'all as well.
Well, let's see here.
Oh,
Hey, Blake, but while we're talking, where are you on your go?
Look at that.
John with his
Look at
porn
that.
star mustache.
I know.
at that point in
Man,
time.
Star happening there, boys.
That's tough.
Man.
Yeah,
That's
that
Lafayette.
That's game 1 of the Sun. That's the first conference game.
Yep, that's
Is that one right there?
correct. That is
Got
correct.
Dr. B,
You
Dr.
will,
B,
Yeah.
Duval, Big T. Who's a white hat here?
Dave
David
Malone.
Malone.
Dave Malone.
Rest his soul.
Langwa, Catfish, Bailey.
Catfish Bailey.
Michael Miles.
M2 and Don Lucas. Those
Ah,
white bean bags. Look at those.
those white
Yeah.
bean bags. Wow.
And you
Yeah,
had
that's
you
weird.
and Bailey had white tape on your flags to blend in with the white stripe, where
Yeah.
I always had a black ball and kept it in the black stripe. So that's funny how
Yep.
just different ways of doing things.
That was a crew right there.
And as I remember, it was hot as it could be that night too.
Yes, it was.
Now, where was this? Guys?
I can't
don't
make
remember.
out the logo on the field. I cannot remember.
That's not North Texas.
Yes, it is. That's still
Is
Fouts
it?
Field. Look in the background. Yeah, that is Fouts Field at North Texas. You're
Yeah.
right.
'Cause
Wow.
we had,
That is an
that was-
eagle head.
That's when I think we lost Malone to the 12, and we picked up Curls that year.
Right.
Well,
With Britton and Leffler as the back judge.
Yeah,
the Prancer.
the Prancer.
Here's some beanbags.
Oh,
Man,
I can tell you where that one is. That's at
that's
Louisiana
Tech.
Tech.
La Tech, yeah.
The Louisiana Tech.
Sure. is.
Talk about the philosophy of these beanbags. Why are we going from white to orange? Now we use black.
Well-
What's the deal with that? I know there's a story behind it.
Duval, you could tell the story about that.
Well, Don, the white beanbag would fall in the white of the numbers or on the line, and you couldn't see it. So Don came up and tried to push it through because he was on the mechanics committee with, I think, Shaw at the time and some others, and so he tried to introduce it, and they rejected it. And so Don kind of said, "Well, to heck with it, we're going to do it." He got what's the outfit in Michigan to make those?
Honix.
Honig's. He got Honig's to make those bean bags, and that's because they could shine it. They would show up whether it was in the white or in the green. That's why it turned out to be Hunter's orange like that.
Yep. He was.
And then we got in trouble. I think we were told if you went to a bowl game, you couldn't use it because it didn't confirm with NCAA mechanics.
That's correct.
And so you had to change out to whatever was white or black at the time, but a conference game. I will tell you that in the first Sun Belt Conference Championship game, I did carry the orange beanbag in my pocket. I didn't show it, but I did carry it in my pocket that day.
The tribute.
Tribute to Don. Yep.
Done. Yeah, he wanted to just go against the grain on that whole thing, and that
Look at these two guys
That's
here.
a Troy.
that's a Troy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
yeah.
Wake and Jesse.
So how long was this crew together right here? How many years do you think y'all were together?
This crew was together probably 3 years, maybe.
I was gonna say 3 or
Yeah,
4
because
years.
Curls, when
Yeah.
Curls went to the SEC, then Leffler jumped in the referee spot.
Right.
Well, we all, I think we all kind of broke up together.
What year did you actually go to the SEC, Thomas? What summer was that?
Right after this,
Okay.
2006, me and John and Curls all went,
Okay.
and I think Leffler may have come the next year.
Yeah.
No, I had
Well,
him a
Leffler
couple
went-
of 3 years as referee.
Yeah,
So
Leffler was in the 12 before he came over to us.
that's right.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about
Him and Jay. Yeah.
But then I came back to the Sun Belt.
Right.
But anyway, I think this was 2005 right here, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, this was 4 or 5, I think. Yeah. Something like that.
All right. Any more, Blake?
Oh yeah, we ain't done yet.
Oh yeah, there's the
Champ Sports
Champs
Bowl.
Bowl.
Champ Sports Bowl, probably the worst picture of any that we've taken, just because we were on one knee and all that stuff.
I remember
Yeah.
watching that game.
I think the reason we did that, Duval, we were trying to get that Champs Bowl.
Maybe so. The
scoreboard
only way to
in
get
the
it was to
back.
make 2
Yeah.
levels. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's
That's a
big
camp last year.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm hoping you
Good one.
guys are gonna be coming back this year.
Yeah, I need to send you my money. Me and Solly need to send you our money so we can get us a spot. I'll do that this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
I got 2 pictures like this. This is the first one, okay? We've done a little fabrication on this next picture. This is COVID year, okay?
Yep. The Prancer.
France.
Got his little cowboy hat and his gun holsters on there with this one.
Go back up one. Is that? It looks like it's Britain. Is it?
That is Britain.
Britain.
Yeah.
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 Britain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prancer.
Amazing. That's funny.
Oh,
T fixing to take out the old
Ooh,
Southern.
he's
Oh no,
going
Mississippi
down.
State.
Oh, yeah.
What
That's a
happened here,
block.
Dad?
That's a block you're familiar with, isn't it, Thomas?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't got much to say.
Oh,
Yeah. You keep showing that.
We showed it last week to some of my friends.
Yeah.
They loved it.
All right. What's next? There's a crew.
there's a
Camp
group
from last year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's from a couple years ago, I
a
think.
couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Morrell. He's finally
Dr. B, it's his
retired.
birthday today.
Is
Is
it?
it really?
Yeah.
I
Need
think
to send
I
him a
saw that.
birthday wish.
I saw that too. That might
All
be it.
right.
There we go.
Good.
Great.
Well, good deal. Well, guys, man, I tell you, it's been fun chopping up with you a little bit. And I'm glad y'all were able to hop on here with us for a little bit, and hopefully we'll all be together when we have the clinic. I'm hoping y'all can make it and
Yeah.
come over and play some golf, and
I plan on being
we'll
there.
have a we'll have
I
a
plan
big
on being
time
for the
then,
golf
and-
tournament. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Good,
while we got
good.
Blake Miller, on and we don't get off Blake Miller, what do we get? Do we get the TaylorMade Stealth, or do I go with the Ping 425 Max?
It's all about you. It's your preference. They're both hot. They're both good.
They both good. I've hit them both.
Okay. Well, let's get a little feedback on them.
Yee, man, it's hard. It's hard. They're both nice.
That's the problem.
You
Everybody
been playing?
wants to ask me about clubs. Everybody makes good clubs now. They're all good. It's all
Yeah.
about what you
You
want
been
to do.
playing much, John?
I wasn't up until my surgery, Thomas, and
Yeah.
and now I got another week and a half
Right.
of rest, and then he's going to release me, and I'll be going good. So
Good deal.
Well, you don't look no better.
You don't look no worse for
One-
wear.
one-
That's
there's one thing that always be better than, and that's you, Miller.
Yeah. 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 All right. Well, guys, man, I appreciate it. I really enjoyed this. Thanks for y'all stepping up, and we look forward to seeing you, and love you, brothers. And it's like somebody's wife said one day, hey, here
Look
we
at
go.
that. Oh my Lord.
How about that one?
It's like somebody's wife said one day, we won't call her name, but we're like a cult, aren't we?
It's a cult. It's not a brotherhood. It's not a fraternity. It's not a bunch of friends. It's a damn cult.
that's exactly
That's
right.
That's what Miss Tracy said.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yep.
well, good deal, and I appreciate it, and we'll catch up soon, guys.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
guys.
Thank you again for
Thank-
having us,
thanks a
Thomas.
lot.
Thank you, Blake.
Enjoy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Blake.
All right.
Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
See ya.
All right. And we're back. Miller time with Big T and Blake. Well, Blake, what do you think about John and Buddy Lee?
Ooh, those are some characters that most of our following might not know, just because they're not from the coast or from Mississippi,
Right.
but they've definitely played a big part in your career and your officiating world, for
Right.
sure.
They sure have.
They've been with you for a long time.
All right, they're good people, and they'll help anybody. That's the thing about guys like that. If you need some help with officiating or whatever it might be, those are two good people to know. And they're both genuine guys. I love them to death. They've remained friends with me through thick and thin, and proud to have them on here, and proud for them to give some insights about officiating, not just on the field, but behind the scenes as well. So hopefully some people can kind of get a little bit better idea about what we do when we go to a game, work a game, and, you know, all the things that go into it that people don't really realize. So I hope
Yeah,
that's,
I think when people think about officiating football, they just think about running out there and
yeah,
messing up calls, which
yeah,
the probably mine and your favorite part is networking with other people and
right,
being able to meet and make friends with some of the guys that you're going along with. And
right.
John and Duval is the perfect example of, you met them what, 25 years ago, and
Oh, yeah, 30
boom,
years ago, yeah.
you could call them, whenever you wanted to. Y'all could just pick up
Right,
like you see each other every day, and that's some
yeah,
of your best friends. I think
yeah,
that's like the coolest thing about
yeah.
officiating, is just the people you meet and the people you get to hang out with, and that all that.
And some of you guys that are maybe watching this are talking about coming to our clinic. Both of them will probably be there as clinicians. They've been in the past, and you know they'll be there along with many others to help, and you know they'll be glad to give insights, you know, while you're there, and it'd be great for you to come and meet these guys and move forward with that. So remember, that's coming up in May. We've had several people. I've even had people sign up today, as a matter of fact. So we're starting to get some registrations for that. The golf tournament, Blake, May 19th. I had to confirm with Abbott's going to be a sponsor. They're going to be our food sponsor as well. So, you know, Abbott Medical Supplies, I talked to them today about that. You know, we're still looking for some other sponsors as well, but things are starting to shape up along that with the golf tournament. Have you heard anything else about that, Blake? Just need to get the word out and let people know. When is it?
May 19th, Hattiesburg Country Club.
Hattiesburg Country Club, HCC, formed in 1919.
Home of the Magnolia Classic from 1968 to 1993. Now known as the Sanderson Farms Classic.
All right, all right, all right. Well, good deal. Well, we've got some swag coming. I talked to our guy Friday. It's coming, I promise. It should be here.
Okay.
Should be here this week. So hopefully
boy.
we can get that on the website. We do have some hats for sale, $20 a piece. Reach out to us. We'd be glad to get them to you. You remember, all the money for the golf tournament is going towards UAB fund for LVAD patients. So keep that in mind. We look forward to having you. Blake, anything else for the good of the order this week? Anything we need to talk about? Nothing?
Happy Mardi Gras. I don't know.
Happy Mardi Gras tomorrow. Anybody, you going to parade?
I'll be going to work.
You're working, yeah. It's work time. Well,
Yep.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in. I want to thank John and Duval one more time for hopping on with us. Shout out to the office. Make sure you go by and see them. Tell them Big T sent you. Glad to have you. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good one.